Hello everyone, welcome today on our live stream. I'm here with Kuba. Hi Kuba.
Hey, how's it going?
And today we're gonna actually more Kuba will present to you 5 great DeFi frontends that are open source. The agenda for today is quite simple. Kuba will walk you through these great open source projects that are worth to check. He will also give you some insights about what's interesting about these projects, why it's worth to check, how easy it is to check them locally. So I think it will be a great time spent together on this live stream. If you have any questions related to front-end, Web3, DeFi protocols, feel free to ask any question anytime down in the chat or in the comment section. We will try to address your questions right away if there would be on topic currently covered. If not, we'll cover it in the end section of this video. We'll prepare some short Q&A session where we'll try to address everything. So stay with us. So I think that's enough for a bit of introduction. Right now, I will leave you with Kuba, and yeah, see you in some minutes.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Kuba. I'm front-end developer and I do front-end for DeFi on my daily basis on Hyperlapse. So that's why I'm going to show you 5 top DeFi front-ends in my opinion. And let's start. And exploring and running open source code, and open source is a keyword today. And so running open source code is a great way to learn. You meet common patterns, and you know what tools are popular in the industry. And you can find some cool features that you didn't know even they exist. So, and everything is for free. And that's completely normal for Web3 that developers of top projects push their code to the public. And on other hand, imagine that any big company or traditional bank expose their code to public. It's not a real scenario. So Web3 brings new standards, which are definitely better than current standards we know from, for example, traditional finance. In opposite, I'm going to show you the standards of DeFi, which is decentralized finance. And decentralized finance are more transparent. There are more permissionless, and permissionless is and in terms of smart contracts, that's for sure. Open source is it's common for frontend. Not all companies, not all protocols expose their frontend in open source. And permissionless is another keyword. And most of frontends I'm going to show you today now, I consider as permissionless because I can download their code on my computer, I can run it locally, and it behaves exactly like the code of dApp, which is deployed to the server, and it's available on the public domain. So let's start with the first front end, and it's PancakeSwap. This presentation, the slides will be available for you. So I included those links for dApp, repo, and docs. And PancakeSwap is a DEX, which is decentralized exchange for swaps. You can swap one token to another. They provide liquidity pools when you can earn some interest. You can farm by staking and some advanced features like perps or options. And this how PancakeSwap looks like. And there's a lot of color. It's colorful. It's sweet. It's sweetness. But it's about the money. So be careful. And they provide some features for swapping, for uh, taking part of liquidity pool, and that is the layout. As also for farms, a quick look for the UI, and also they provide some advanced features which looks more like exchanges for professional traders. And they started on BNB chain. The former name was Binance Smart Chain, and they expand to almost 10 chains. So it's constantly growing. They expose their frontend to open sources available on GitHub, and we see there's over 8,000 commits. So it's pretty much a product, over 100 contributors, and it's written in TypeScript. You can contribute to the front end. There is a guide for you. At the first look, you can see also there are Cypress tests, so you can learn how to use it against DeFi protocols. And running that front end locally is really straightforward. Just install dependencies and run in development mode. It's pretty huge. If you clone that repository and install dependencies, there is over 200. There is over 2 gigabytes of data taken on of your hard drive. They use Turbo to monorepo management. So that's another tool you can take and learn how to use it. And they use Next.js with vtest for tests. So that's maybe it's not common combination. If you use Next.js, probably Jest is most likely used for Next.js, but Vitess is much faster. A quick look on dependencies. There is a lot of dependencies. I marked some for you. You can look at that when you go over through that presentation. And let's quick recap. They use Next.js in version 13, eFirst in version 5. The newest version is 6, but the spoiler, none of the project I explored recently already migrated to version 6. They use Redux, and they use VM and WAGMI in version 1. The newest version is 2. Some features I recommend to use: it's Zod, Tansta Query, Chart.js, and recharts for charts. They don't provide any testnet, so there is no possibility to check it how the smart contracts behaves for free, but it's permissionless. And in terms of developer experience, because if it's really huge, it's not good experience to find anything in their code. Yeah, let's go. Next protocol is Summer.fi, and it's a credit market aggregator, and they combine 5 other markets commonly known in DeFi community. Quick look at the landing page. That's the view above the fold. That's the first thing you see when you go to their website. It's also the decentralized application itself. There is no separate landing page for that. You can connect your wallet in here, and it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty good design. They use block native feature for managing the wallets. It's like a Rainbow Kit, the competitor of Rainbow Kit. And with that feature, you can connect any wallet you can imagine, I think. And they provide really good navigation. So there are 3 sections: products, protocols, and tokens. And that's the first way you can explore the protocol. So for example, that's the second way you can explore the protocol. And let's say it's more verbose. I want to earn, and I want to, and I pick the action, for example, earn with, and I can pick the asset. So, for example, I want to multiply my exposure. Exposure means the taking something on leverage to Ether. So you can filter out the features by top navigation, or in the way, a more verbose way, in the center of the app. They support 4 chains. That's another filter. Another look of that's the view when I want to earn with USDC on base with MorphoBlue. So I strictly I set up my constraints, and there is no pools to see. Look on the pools view, and let's look under the hood what packages they use. And yeah, everything is available and will be available for you. Let's go. It's also pretty huge in terms of code size, code base size. After installation, all dependencies. So be careful when you install, for example, 20 repositories at once on your computer. And the library, the feature I really like in that project is boring avatars. I've been looking for that feature recently, and I finally found the perfect fit for me. That's the performance. And yeah, you can create an avatar based on, for example, user blockchain address, because Boring Avatars is an open source library to generate unique SVG based avatars from usernames and color palettes. So you can fit that to your designs to create cool avatars. And to summarize that, Next.js version 13. So it's not the newest version, I think, and also not the newest version of Ethers. It's still 5 in here. They also use Web3. That's another library for managing Web3 features. They use Xstate and RxJS. RxJS is my favorite thing in here. I really like it. And Boring Avatars, Web3 onboard. That's the feature for managing your wallets. And Ramda is like a Lodash, but with much better support for TypeScript. It's written in TypeScript natively, and there is no testnet, unfortunately, and it's not permissionless. I didn't manage to fetch that code to my local machine and run it, because there were some database and Prisma, and it took really long for me. I gave up, and I don't consider this frontend as permissionless. But I love that product because of their UI UX. Another great protocol is Aave. Aave is industry standard for now. It's the best, in my opinion, is the best project to start exploring DeFi protocols in terms of front end, in terms of smart contracts, and any developer, any person in DeFi knows Aave. It's a credit market where you can lend or borrow, and it's actually the first and the most battle-tested credit market. And it's really easy to run locally. And they provide seamless support for running their front end on top of fork chain. In this case, is Tenderly. So I recommend Tenderly to run your fork. There is a free trial, so you can try it for free. That's quick look on the UI. It's pretty common pattern. Many of other credit market protocols fork Aave and build their UI based on Aave. That's battle tested UX. On the left hand side, you have supplies, and on the right side you have borrows. And they support a lot of chains on version 3. Always pay attention of the protocol version, because in terms of another protocol I'm gonna show you, it's really important. Great support for testnet mode. I really recommend to play with it. It's the same experience as you play on the real money, but it's fake. If you set up the testnet mode, there is new tab available on the navbar. It's faucet. You can claim some fake tokens and play with it. And also in terms of testnets, there is a lot of testnet. There is 8 testnets you can explore with. You can learn how approvals with signing works. That's gasless way to approve your transfers. That's a quick look on the borrow features. It's basically a model with one input, some numbers display, for example, the health factor, that the most important number in Aave, and there is a submit button. Yeah, quick look on the GitHub. It's the repository is called interface, Aave/interface, and 44 contributors, over 4,000 commits. It's also pretty mature project, and it's really straightforward to run it on your local machine. That's only 3 commands are needed to run it. And you can contribute, of course, to open source, as open source is meant for. And in terms of running on the fork chain, in this case is Tenderly, and you have to set up 4 environment variables to run it on fork chain, and the experience, developer experience and also user experience, is pretty nice. It's great, actually. Quick look at the dependencies. And the summary is they also use Next.js and ethers in version 5, and there is a library, a set library for visualizations in JavaScript is Physics. I really recommend to check it out. And Aave has really great documentation. They provide the best testnet experience I know in the DeFi space. It's for sure permissionless. And learning value, I really recommend start with Aave. That should be the first protocol in that presentation, actually. And Compound in terms of developer experience for me personally is not such great as Aave, but the curiosity in here is that it's written in Elm. And it's also the credit market is Aave competitor. Quick look at the landing page. They support so far in version 3 they support 8 markets, not so many. Yeah, 8 markets on 5 different chains. A quick look at the UI, and this if you go to the actual decentralized application. But if you look for V2, there they support 17 70 markets, 17 cryptocurrencies, let's say. And the front-end repo is called Palisade, and it's lightweight. It's the most lightweight repository from all those 5. Because of Elm, I don't know. Elm runs on top of, maybe not on top, Elm runs with Webpack. The experience is similar as Gulp or Grant provided a few years ago when I started developing on frontends. So if you are dinosaur in that space like me, you may remember running 3 separate processes and terminal. Then you can access the code in your browser. Okay, and look at the recap. Like I said, it's not so great, but it's permissionless, it's light. If you're a fan of Elm, there is something for you. They play on Ethers in version 5. So if you go to Web3 space and you look for newest features, Ethers is in version 6 right now, but any protocol which is already mature in the industry uses it's more likely they use version 5. Yeah, and Compound is meant to be the smart contracts to be mostly for smart contracts. So I think they don't focus on the front-end side. They don't have as many customers using the front-end, but I'm sure a lot of protocols uses Compound as their, let's say, back office, and they connect. That protocols connect directly to their smart contracts. And the last protocol is GMX. GMX is perp exchange. So if you go to application, you see that the typical view for any exchange where you can trade options or perps, and in this terms is there are perps, but it's decentralized. They use RainbowKit. That's another great tool I recommend you to check out. That's the features similar to Onboard.js provided by Block Native. It's a main competitor in that space. Quick look at the RainbowKit landing page. Check it out. That page is also the demo itself. And I recorded my last video on my channel is about RainbowKit. GMX supports two chains, so it's Arbitrum and Avalanche. You can play it for it's cheap to play with, and they don't support any testnet for that. Probably you wonder how to create that kind of chart, and I did some hacking here, and I explored dev tools in my browser, and I see there is an iframe, and that's the TradingView script with TradingView CSS. TradingView is a platform for developers. Any professional developer probably knows what TradingView is, so you can borrow some features from them. But you have to create your own data feed, and GMX does that, and everything is available in open source code. So that's not a leak. If you go to it's not data leak, code leak, it's the code from their open source repository. So there is some URL /candles with some parameters like chain ID, like the symbol of the cryptocurrency, of the token, and period and limit. And to create one single candle, you have to grab 4 numbers: the enter value, enter price, exit price, the highest price, and the lowest price. That's why each tuple contains 4 numbers. Going forward, to put the chart into React code, the recommended way is to use refs, and it lives a part of whole React root div, and you can see in the code that's the separate JavaScript file, and it's completely a part of the React application. It's built on top of Create React App. Create React App, it's no more maintained. So it's legacy solution, but it works. Let's say that they use some wrapper on that. It's rewired, and there is a lot of tools you can use for your purposes. It's RainbowKit is date FNS, best library to manage dates in JavaScript, and it supports the native date format, native date type from JavaScript. Framer motion for animation in React, React Toastify to the seamless solution for toasts. Toasts can support your UX to provide real-time information what is going on in your application. It's really recommended for any DeFi application. When you make the transaction and the user wants to know is the transaction passed, succeeded, or failed. Recharts for to create the charts, and trader review also for that chart with candles. There is no testnet. It's for sure permissionless. It's really straightforward to run it locally. And the weakest part is documentation, because there's not so much to explore in documentation. I recommend to focus on GitHub source code in terms of front end and also for smart contracts. And I prepared something something special, but it's not time yet. Arthur, you're mute.
Yeah, thank you, Kuba. So we'll get back to the bonus project in the second. If you can maybe summarize what is the best DeFi open source project for somebody who is quite, let's say, beginner in the topic. Do you think that there is at least one open source project that you can really recommend to somebody who is just starting with Web3 and frontend?
From those five, I recommend Aave.
Okay.
And actually any protocol which is straightforward to run locally.
Okay.
Just look for any protocol, try it to run locally, and if you don't manage that to in a few steps in a few minutes, just try another.
Okay, yeah. I think if somebody wants to just try how Web3 feel and already have some bit of experience with JavaScript and React, it's really a great way of learning things just to go through these open source projects, just to check what kind of dependencies they are using, how they are connecting to the wallets, how they are using smart contracts. I think there's a lot of to learn out of it. I also really like what you said at the beginning, that actually the Web3 world is quite unique in terms of open source, right? It's really hard to actually find any banking application or banking service or banking app that is available on the open source, right? On the GitHub, it's impossible. However, here in the Web3 world, that's awesome that we have protocols or projects like Aave, like Uniswap. They are serving thousands of customers or maybe more every day, and we can just check their stuff, how they are doing things. So yeah, thank you for this overview. Right now, I would like to share with everybody some information, because we have the offer for you. If you would like to learn front end for Web3, we prepare a course with Kuba. I think it's especially valuable for someone who wants to start actually into Web3. So for example, if you are already a JavaScript developer, already a front-end developer, and you would like to have some new skills in your tool belt, I think it makes sense to check our course. Out of it, you will learn how to set up the projects, how to talk to smart contracts. We will starting with very simple hello world, typical examples, but then we are going to more advanced stuff, and we are showing how we can communicate with DeFi protocols. There are also lessons about wallets and connecting to the wallets. I think it's very important to know how to support changing the networks, how to support signing something, how to support all kind of wallets, not only MetaMask, and everything is inside the lessons that are available to you now. Kuba is also showing you all kind of useful React hooks that you can use in your Web3 applications. And last but not least, there are all kind of performance and user experience practices that are very important, especially if you want to build something that is used on production, because usually if you are just writing some simple applications, the user experience and performance is not that important. But if you have thousands of users, a lot of transactions, a lot of happening in your app, it's very important to take care of these topics. So these are the basic things, the basic knowledge, but we also have for you a real project. So for example, if you want to create a token gated access, or if you want to have a crypto checkout checkout in your application, if you want to learn how to charge using ERC20 tokens, or how to charge using native Ether, we'll all show you in our package. Then we have also a DeFi dashboard in which you can learn how to fetch information from protocols like Aave, Uniswap, and so on. So there are a lot of information on that. And then we have the last project called Crypto Twitter, which is showing you basically how to build a simple social media application that basically mixes together the paradigms known from Web 2 with Web 3 world. So we have not only the introductions and simple stuff, but also actually the real projects in which you can try your Web3 skills, and also prepare something to show in your portfolio. Because these days, if you would like to apply to any Web3 company, usually you have to show something on GitHub. And just by finalizing this course, I think you can do it way more easily. So check out the website. You have the link in the description to this video. You also can see it right now on the screen. There is also a possibility to buy this course in the full stack mode. So for example, if you would like to learn Solidity stuff, so how to write contracts, how to prepare an NFT campaign, how to roll your own meme coin or ERC20 coin or whatever, then you can learn that as well. Of course, if you just prefer to learn front end, it's also possible. So in case you have any questions, feel free to ask on chat or ask on the comment section. We will get back to you as soon as possible. So this is what we prepared for you. If you find it interesting, just let us know. So okay, that's all in terms of our offer, our special deal to you. And right now, Kuba, if you can show us the bonus content.
Yeah, sure. Let me prepare my screen, because this time I'm gonna share. Okay. So if you want more, there is Liquity. Liquity is a project which doesn't provide any front end. And let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay, can you see it? Oh. Sorry, Arthur, we got an issue. Maybe you can share it. I would
Of course,
share a link with you.
So it's the one from the presentation, the Liquity frontend, right?
Yeah, it's a single page.
Arc frontend. 1 second. Liquity.
Yeah, and Liquidity team, they didn't build any front end. They just build a protocol with smart contracts, but they don't build any front end. And they left that for the community to build their own front ends on top of their smart contracts. And they pay for that. So that's the not typical business model for any Web2 application, but it's normal in Web3 that You pay to someone for doing their job. In these terms, you pay someone to build the front end for your smart contracts, and Liquity is a protocol for that. So if you
Okay,
scroll
so
up,
so if I so if I got this right, this works that they are offering you some smart contracts, some APIs, some documentation, and then basically you can take that and build something out of it. And then if they like it, then it's just released here, and they also have some kind of grants or something that compensate your time spent on that, right?
yeah, right. So if you take the first link I shared with you, it's Liquidity. Yeah, it's that one. Scroll up to the top, please, to the headline. And Liquidity does not run its own frontend. To interact with the protocol, users may choose from the list of frontend operators below. So that's for the users. And if you want to become a front-end operator, there is another page, that's the second link, and there is a pretty neat graphic. The second link from the chat, Arthur.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Liquity.org front-end operators.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, right. Yeah, and everything is in headline. Please
Okay.
stay on the top, please. And front-end operators provide a web interface to the end user, connecting them to the Liquidity protocol and receiving some tokens and rewards in return. So that's the
Okay.
business model. You build front-end and you earn their tokens if any particular user uses your front-end for that.
Okay. Yeah. Smart. If somebody has some ideas how to use this protocol and also try how to build front ends, it sounds like a cool idea
I'm,
to
I'm
try something and have possibility to be rewarded for that.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure it's useful for any individual person, but if you run a startup, Web3 startup, DeFi startup, you may consider that option to build something like this.
Okay. Okay, so thank you, Kuba, for today. I think we have nice overview of open source projects and what we can do in the space. We will of course link all the projects in the description, so you can get back to them and just check their code yourself. If you guys have any questions, just reach out to us in the comments section. And thank you for today, and see you on the next one.
Yeah, have a good one.